Every now and again, I talk Ebola, and that's what I'm doing right now because you've got an outbreak in Congo that is fast outpacing containment efforts in the region. And you got a lot of questions, concerns mounting here in the U.S. over the Trump administration's preparedness and response because let's not forget, airports are bracing for a surge of World Cup visitors from all over the place. As a matter of fact, in Texas, Bush Intercontinental Airport designated Ebola screening as Houston prepares for World Cup travel surges. In Georgia, the CDC is looking for volunteers for Ebola airport screenings. So you have some major concern here. I'll just put it to you that way. Rayne Guest is an infection prevention specialist, founder and CEO of ArrowClean. For nearly 20 years, she has focused on developing patented technology that mimics the human immune system's natural response to pathogens. Rayne, thanks for being on the show. And I mean, in your opinion, is the CDC doing enough to keep Ebola from spreading to America?
No, it's laughable what they're doing. What they're doing is so reactive versus proactive. It's ridiculous. So basically what they have is they have these stations at the airports where you come in and say, hey, have you been to a place that has Ebola? Yes or no? Are you showing any symptoms? Yes or no? What they're not doing is infection prevention 101, which is actually putting protocols in place to effectively kill germs. So if we have people that come over, let's say somebody has, is getting the beginning of Ebola, right? The beginning symptoms, which are pretty widespread for a lot of pathogens, right? Just kind of body aches, flu-like symptoms, whatever. What they're not doing is upping the protocols of disinfection on the planes. What they're not doing is upping the protocols of disinfection at airports. What they're not doing is passing out little 3-ounce containers of, hypochlorous acid, which is what we produce, which is what your white blood cells produce naturally to fight germs to people on planes so that they can be wiping down surfaces and rinsing their hands with it and stuff, because that's how Ebola spreads. You touch a contaminated surface and then you rub your eyes, mouth, nose, or whatever. What these airports are doing for their disinfection protocols is they use 10-minute quaternary ammonia products, meaning you actually have to let the product sit on a surface for 10 minutes for it to kill pathogens, and nobody does it. So, no, they're being very reactive versus proactive, and I'd be willing to put money on the fact that it's because, people are developing vaccines. So let's create a little chaos so that everybody goes and lines up for those when they come out.
Well, I can't argue with you there, but I will say, talking from me personally, I've heard about Ebola throughout my entire life. It's like, Ebola, and it's something you never think is going to come here. And I'll be honest with you, after what I deemed major COVID overreaction, I don't want to hear it. And I think a lot of Americans are in the same boat. It's like, you made us play stupid human tricks during COVID. Don't even talk to me about Ebola. I think that's where a lot of people are.
Well, a lot of people are there, but they shouldn't be, because Ebola is a real concern and it is a real disease. And if you get it, it does have a high probability that you're going to really suffer from it. So you want to do what you can to prevent getting it. But, they played this game during COVID. Since we're talking about that, Dr. Walensky, who was the director of the CDC at the time, actually got up and told people that disinfection wasn't important. It was only important if there was a confirmed case of COVID. Now, what kind of backwards advice is that? You want to kill the germs that infect us, right? It is infection prevention 101. Kill the dang germs. And until our WHO or the CDC or any of these agencies stand up and start talking about the importance of that, I don't trust any of them.
Talking to Rayne Guest, infection prevention specialist. Why are health experts warning that this outbreak could be even more difficult to contain than any in the past?
Well, I think what they're basing that on is the fact that we're going to be getting a lot of travelers into the States because of the World Cup going on. So I think that's why they're, really pressing on that. Hey, look, they're creating the hype for it right now, right? Didn't we see this during COVID? We're getting a lot of hype, and they're sure doing a good job of it. And what I find interesting is just recently in the news today, they're talking about, we had 900 probable cases of Ebola, but now that we've got the testing done, only 100 or so of them were actual Ebola. Well, what are the other cases? Obviously, it's people that were showing symptoms of something, and probably that something are things that could be prevented if we actually killed germs. So, yeah, it's just a real lack of actual educating people on proper hygiene. And that is what our health officials, it's a real gap in the health messaging that we're having right now. And quite frankly, I think it's intentional because they want to sell vaccines to you.
All right. So you think it's political or monetarily driven?
I 100%. You want me to tell you a little story that kind of backs that up?
Well, yeah, and I'll just say this before you tell me the story. I mean, let's face it. We don't cure anything in this world. It's all about treatment to keep people coming back. They're customers.
So let me tell you. So I have a patented device that creates a healthcare-grade disinfectant that has a 1-minute contact time. So it kills a wide range of bacteria, viruses, fungi, all these nasty germs within a minute, whereas most products used in the market take 10 minutes and cause negative health consequences like reproductive issues, breathing issues, all these other things. Ours is hypoallergenic. It mimics what our white blood cells do. So during COVID, we had a manufacturing facility full of these devices that could make hundreds of gallons of this product a day. You remember when we had the shortage of disinfectants during COVID?
Yes.
So we started putting out to the press like, hey, look, we have these devices. Let's get them in communities. Let's get people products so that they can kill the germs, blah, 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 blah. The EPA came and put me under federal investigation for 3 years. You know what my violation was? We didn't charge our customers for the salt. No, the ingredients into our device is water, salt, and electricity. We separate the salt to make the product. And my violation of their law, or what may or may not have been a violation after 3 years, was that I did not charge a hospital for the salt that we used during the installation process. That's our government at work.
So everything is big business. By the way, I don't want to get Ebola because I have a feeling that massive organ failure is not pleasant. But again, I'm like many other Americans out there, Rayne. You can only hear the boy cry wolf so many times, and you just kind of drown it out. And that might not be the smart thing to do, but that's where I think a lot of people are.
Well, it's like the flu, it's like RSV, it's like pneumonia, it's like any of these other illnesses. We really don't want to get them. We just have become so desensitized. We're like, oh, hey, it's flu season again. Everybody's going to get the flu. Everybody's going to get a cold. It doesn't have to be that way. If we actually use products that kill the germs that are infecting us, I cannot press on that enough. It is infection prevention 101.
Rayne,
and for some reason, our health,
Yeah, well, it's a great point. Thanks for your time today. I appreciate it.
Hey, you too. Bye.
All right, thank you. That is Rayne Guest, infection prevention specialist.